So you're going to be at Wise Guys this weekend, Saturday or Friday and Saturday. And
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, man, you've done so much in your career with SNL and all the movies and all the stand up. How does it feel to have a whole life of being
Oh,
silly?
I'm exhausted. Look at this. I'm exhausted. Actually, I just got back from a 2 mile walk and I'm sweating a little bit. I'm not nervous about talking to you. That's for sure.
Oh, what?
A
I
little
thought you
bit, a
were.
little bit. It's been
Yeah.
amazing, John. I've sometimes I look back and I think, wow, man, I've covered a lot of territory. I've done just about every avenue of this, profession. I've written, I've directed, I've acted, I've, executive produced a documentary that just went was nominated for an Oscar this year. And I paint, I play the guitar. I've done. I'm happy with what's so far, and I know there's more ahead. Hey,
Absolutely. But I think it's special that pretty much everything you've done is to make people laugh.
yeah, even during the pandemic, I like to paint caricatures, so I would post caricatures that I did. So that was more of a visual laugh than anything else.
Yeah, there's been a big wave lately. I'm sure you've seen it of actors who are now like, oh, let me try stand up and I'll come to your town and you'll pay
Yes.
because you recognize my face and then I'm going to bomb for an hour. But you've been doing stand up since you were, I mean, really, you kind of started doing stand up, didn't you?
John, that's all I ever wanted to do was stand-up comedy. The acting kind of came secondary. All I wanted was stand-up, and that's what I was doing. And then I got some commercials, and then some guest spots, and some TV shows, and then SNL came along, and then Weeds, and then a lot of Adam Sandler films, and a sitcom called Man with a Plan with Matt LeBlanc.
Love that
So
show.
and I never stopped doing stand up because I loved it so much. During the hiatus or the off weeks or weekends, I would do stand up. And to this day, I've been doing stand up now for probably over 40 years.
Nuts, dude. But I just know it's so different, being on a set and just talking to a camera than, you're in front of an audience and if something's funny or not because they'll tell you
Yeah,
right away. I mean, is there anything better than that energy of just having this hot crowd and you say something and they respond?
you're right. There's nothing better than that. It's the immediate response from the audience. Whereas, when you do a TV show that's taped or something, sometimes a film can take a year and a half before it's released. So the stand up, you're the one writing it most of the time, and you're delivering it, and you're getting the immediate feedback. And there's something about hearing a room full of laughter that just it's such an adrenaline boost.
Yes. What do you think is the biggest like lesson you've learned in stand up? Obviously, you've been doing it so long, you've grown a lot as a stand up comedian. What's something that you're like, man, I wish I knew this lesson, you know, 10, 20 years
Yeah.
ago?
As far as stand up goes, I always tell, comics that are just starting out to get up as much as you can and
Mm.
write, try to be as original and unique because there's, like you said, there's tons of comics out there right now trying to do stand up. I mean, everybody who's been told they're funny is, get either they have a following on social media or they get up on open mic nights. But I would say overall, for me, in hindsight, and it's not a regret, but if I could do it over again, I would take improv classes and learn how to do characters and think quickly on my feet because that certainly would have came in handy for SNL. I was just a stand-up when I got hired on SNL.
Wow, yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
point. Yeah, that makes
yeah,
sense because a lot of what makes stand up great is being able to roll with the punches. You don't know what the audience is going to throw at you or what's going to happen, and if you can just
yeah.
uh, think quickly on your feet. Like I remember, I saw a clip of you doing a show, and there was a medical emergency, and the show stopped, and they got help, and you didn't know if the show was going to go on or not, and then you came back on stage and
Yeah,
just you just continued where you stopped in the middle of your sentence like nothing
yeah,
happened, and that's the funniest
yeah.
thing you could have done at that moment.
I think so. And that's happened probably 6 times in the last 2 years.
Whoa.
I think it's because as I get older, my audiences are getting older and they have
Yeah.
trouble. sitting in the chair and not collapsing and falling over.
Well, also, do these comedy clubs, they have like cheese fries and, these
Oh,
greasy foods and booze.
your cholesterol can go up 20 points just during the opening act.
Yes, exactly. I love it. So, and talking about your film career and SNL and stuff, I mean, obviously, you and Adam Sandler were doing SNL at the same time, kind of during that golden era. And then you've done so many Adam Sandler films since then. Does it work where he just kind of gives you a call and is like, "Hey, I have this part for you"? Do you have to audition for stuff like that, or is it just like, "Hey, man,
No,
you'd be
yeah.
funny in this"?
No, he kind of knows what I do, and so it's never an audition. It's just that Nealon, we're doing a film this summer. I just want to let you know. Uh, and then summer comes along, I'm doing the film. But I've probably done 12 or 13 of his films.
A ton of them. And I think only one of them was one of his Hawaii films, dude. You get a little mad, like, dude, bring me out to Hawaii for your stuff.
Oh, 51st Dates, I think it was called. I've been to Hawaii with him in a movie called Just Go With It,
Yes.
where I played this guy who had a lot of plastic surgery. But yeah, I mean, those are fun movies to do. We've known each other for a long time. Charlie Chaplin used to do that too. He would use a lot of the same actors in all of his films. If you ever go back and look at it, it's um, it's a similar kind of idea.
I think it makes the audiences feel good because it gives the audience a sense of like, oh, this dude is a good guy who brings his buddies on and they're all just
Yeah.
having fun. I think it's the same reason why like Jackass works so well because you're like, oh, or Impractical Joker, same thing. You're like, oh, these guys are buddies. They're having a good time, even if they have lines like, oh, they're friends. They go back, they're having fun, and then the audience has fun.
Yeah, it's kind of like a sequel to a movie. You see the same characters in there, and it's a different storyline. So it's like an extension of the first film. But yeah, I mean, I love doing his films, and we've I've just finished going on tour with him this past summer, and it was a great, great tour. We went did like there was 40 tours. I did like half of that, events, and they were big.
Oof.
They were like stadiums and stuff. And man, what a great time we had! It was just like every night we go to the next place.
I've seen one of his shows, and it was one of those huge, like stadium shows. When you're on a tour like that, do you guys hang out in between? Like when you go out, do you, I don't know, play basketball with them and, go eat barbecue and stuff like that?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, that was pretty much the routine every day. It was you fly into the city. They've had some people that call ahead to find a basketball court, and like 4 or 5 guys to play, like that are pretty good. And so we land, we go do that, and then you go do a sound check at the venue, and then we do the show. After we hang out a little bit, and then we do the show, and then after the show, we always go out and eat at some big restaurant at like 11:30 at night, and the staff stays, because they know we're coming or he's coming, and we
Nice.
get to bed like around 1:30 with a belly full of food, and then the next morning, same thing on the jet to the next city.
Man, when you were a kid starting, like maybe, I don't know how old you were when you started doing stand up, like 17, 18, around there, maybe, but don't you think was that like your dream? Like, man, maybe one day I'll just have some friends and we'll play these huge shows and we'll play basketball and eat barbecue. You know what I mean? Like, isn't that kind of crazy?
Yeah, I mean, I never thought I started when I was about 24. I went to college for a degree. I got a degree in marketing, which I guess I kind of used to market myself. But yeah, I never thought it would be that kind of a thing because I used to watch the comics growing up on the Tonight Show and those various talk shows, and I thought this is a good gig. They just come out and work for 5 minutes. They get a lot of laughs, and then who knows what they do. So I never knew that I would be doing. For my case, it would be doing an hour or so. But when I was with Sam, I'd be doing 10 minutes, and then we have all that extracurricular activities that we would do. So it was just a blast hanging out with all your buddies. Spade and Nick Swartzen, just a lot of those people. Like, there's different people that come and go.
Man, I bet that felt real nice going from doing hour sets all the time to like, okay, now I just do 10 minutes just real quick and then hang out the rest of the day. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. 10 minutes at Madison Square Garden. What?
That's nuts, dude. You just said that you came from a walk, which had me thinking about the show that you do on YouTube, where you literally just hike with your buddies and chat with them, and you just kind of produce it all yourself, put it all up yourself. How did that all come about?
Well, I hiked with a friend of mine, Matthew Modine, who is an actor on Stranger Things, and he was in a big film, back in the 1900s called Full Metal Jacket. And so I said, "Hey, Matt, you want to go for a hike?" And we were hiking. We were both so out of breath getting, the top. And I had my cell phone. I thought this would be a funny kind of a pseudo interview if we were both out of breath. It's like, Matthew, when you first came to California, did you, you know? And so I videotaped that and I posted it on Twitter at the time, and people really loved it. So I thought, maybe I'll do this every week with a different friend. And my equipment got better and better, but I did run out of friends, so I had to start calling publicists and seeing if these people want to do it. And after a while, the show caught on, and people were calling me to do it. Publicists, and it was really a fun kind of evolution of it. And I got better equipment. Instead of my cell phone, I got a GoPro, and I got a drone that I fly, and I edit it myself on Premiere Pro, yeah, and then I post it on YouTube.
Wow.
I
So
have my own YouTube channel. It's called youtube.com/Kevin Nealon Comedy.
there you go, Kevin Nealon comedy. Yeah, I love that
Yeah.
stuff on there, and it's crazy that you can even do it because I remember like when you had Jack Black on, he's getting stopped every like 5 seconds, for people getting autographs, pictures, and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
how do
Yeah.
you make that work? I just feel like it'd be so hard to interview these famous people in such a public setting.
Well, that's a good question. Typically, I hike with them on weekdays. I think Jack might have been on a weekend, so there's a lot more people out there. I think that was the only time he could do it. So typically, that doesn't happen that much. Jack is a huge star, so people will they fall over when they see him. Um, um, so that was the case with that. But other times, it's just once in a while they get stopped, and we talk to them. That makes a nice little extra piece for the hike. Like the other day, I ran into uh, Terry Hatcher from Desperate Housewives. I was hiking with
Oh
Tiffany
yeah.
Haddish, and we ran into her, and we had a nice little talk. We all hiked a little bit together. So you never know who you're going to run into on the trail.
Wow. Let's be honest though. I think Jack Black kind of wanted to be stopped. That's the impression I got. I think he liked the attention of everyone. Hey, I love you. I love you. I love you. That's great though. I really love that. It is unique, and it's hard to be unique when everyone has a show, everyone's doing something, but still yours is different, which is just awesome.
It's different, John. It's something I love doing. I've been doing it now, well, minus the pandemic, 5 or 6 years, and I've hiked maybe 170 hikes. And
Wow.
and like I said, it's caught on now, and people want to do it. And I just don't have time for a lot of these hikes because it takes a long time. It's editing, and like I said, it's putting it all together and getting it on YouTube and publicizing it. So it's a lot. Every time I think about stopping, because I've done it enough, people have enough hikes to look at. Someone comes up to me, they go, "I love that hiking show. Who's on next? What's the next one going to be?"
Nice. Have you
Yeah.
been here before to Salt Lake City? Because we have a lot of amazing hikes over here.
I took a great hike there last time I was there. Oh my God, it was arduous. It was from gate A37 at the airport with a stopover overnight at Starbucks, and
Yeah,
then we hiked out to Uber outside, and it was dark by then.
right. Yeah. Our airport is a little better now. We do have a new tunnel, which you won't do quite as much walking, hopefully. But yeah, we were roughing it there for quite a while. It was kind of crazy.
I only book flights that are close to the entrance. You
Yes.
know.
Delta, dude. Just book Delta. You'll be good.
You're
You'll be
right, man. That's a good idea.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm very excited to see you. I've never seen you live before. I've only seen clips and stuff. And, you
Oh,
know,
great.
it's so different seeing a clip of a stand-up show or seeing a special than being there in the audience. And I think that there's this whole new generation who's starting to experience that. Stand-up has just had such a boom lately, and everyone's been watching it on their phones. But now, again, I go to Wise Guys all the time, and I'm seeing all these young people with big bright eyes, because Wise Guys is a beautiful club, and
Yeah, it's great.
I'm really excited for that.
And now that you mentioned it, I have a special that's out, it just came out. It's called Loose in the Crotch. It's on YouTube. And I'm really, really happy with it. People are loving it. It's getting tons of views on YouTube, and it's called Loose in the Crotch.
Awesome. Where'd you film it at?
I filmed that at the Irvine Improv, and it was a beautiful theater, a beautiful room with about 500 people. So I'm excited about that. And the other thing I'm excited about, John, and I'm going to let you go because
Yeah,
I see you jiggling your keys.
I'm just nervous. I'm nervous to talk to you.
Like I said, I paint caricatures, and I have a book out called I Exaggerate, and it's a caricatures, but on the opposite page, it's a little anecdote about that person, whether it's Chris Farley or, David Spade or whomever, Dana Carvey, and a lot of people say, "Hey, can I buy one of your paintings?" I never had an outlet for them to buy, but now I created a Shopify site at kevinnealonart.com if they want to purchase one.
Awesome. Very cool.
Yeah.
Anything else going on in your life that you want to talk about? Anything you're excited about?
Oh my God. I've done a lot of independent films in the last couple of years, and I've done so many. And you kind of forget about them after you do them sometimes.
Hmm.
And I was watching a trailer on TV for a really scary movie, and it came on. I go, oh my God, this looks good. I want to see this. And then they cut to the next scene in the trailer, and I'm in it. I'm in the movie.
Uh, little taste of
So
narcissism, dude. You're like, whoa, who is this?
yeah, yeah. But I have a few movies that are coming out now. There's a movie called Mermaid, which is pretty cool. It's a thriller. It's about a killer mermaid.
Ooh,
And then there's another one called Same, Same, but Different, which is kind of a romantic comedy. And another one called Maybe We Should, which is a feel-good movie. And the last one is called Plant Boy and Blondie, which is a really cool Austin South by Southwest movie.
wow. You're married, right?
Yeah.
Is your wife like, hey, slow down? You're, oh my God.
She does say that sometimes, but I love what I do, and she knows that, and she loves what she does. She's a really funny actress, so she gets it too. Um, she was on Parks and Rec as a recurring actress for a while.
Who did she play on Parks and Rec? I love that show.
She plays. What's the name of your character? I know I always forget it, but she plays the wife, the young wife of a candy magnate, a guy who has a candy store. Um, and oh God, it's at the tip of my tongue. Now it's at the back of my throat.
And yeah, I put you on the spot. I feel bad now.
That's all right, man.
Yeah,
It'll
it's
come
in
to
the
me after I hang up.
doghouse. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
hang on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, you could have somebody at your thing Google it. I know people that are watching know, oh, I know who she is. I know who she
Yeah.
is.
Okay. I'll have
Um,
to I love that show so much. It's one of my all-time favorites. And man, and real quick before I go, Man with
yeah,
a Plan was such a great show too. What was that
I
kind
know,
of
right?
weird being like, man, I am doing a sitcom with like one of the kings of sitcoms, Like that's just wild.
Yeah, Matt LeBlanc from Friends, Joey. I kept trying to get him to say, "How you doing?" But he wouldn't say it. And finally he goes, "All right, listen, I'll say it if you go, we want to pump you up."
Oh, yeah.
I said, "That's a deal." So I said, "Let me hear." He goes, "How you doing?" And then I ran away.
Ah, that's awesome. Yeah, that
But that
show.
was a good show. That was a great show.
Yeah, I thought it was very underrated that show because it's one of those just
Absolutely.
feel good kind of comfort type shows, just silly. And I mean, that's what you do best, dude. You just do silly stuff. And I really respect people who dedicate so much of their lives to just being goofy and making people laugh and not taking things too seriously. So I love it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I love doing it too. I'm really lucky to be doing this. And I hope everybody finds a passion that they like and they can, be part of that in their whole life.
Absolutely. Well, you got me all energized, dude. I mean, I've been going doing open mics lately and having a lot of
Oh,
fun and I'm just wanting to do it more and more now. It's just so fascinating talking to someone who's, so good at it because, I'm used to just talking to other open micers who, how how open micers can be.
yeah.
So
Jessica Wicks.
yeah,
Jessica Wicks. That's her name.
Jessica
That's
Wick.
her character's name. Jessica
All
Wicks.
right, I knew it would come to you, dude.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, on Parks and Rec.
But
It's a
yeah,
funny
yeah.
character.
Just
She gets recognized all the time on the street.
That's amazing. Yeah, dude, that show, that's another one where it ended a long time ago, but there's still all these new people who are discovering it and seeing how incredible it is. That
Yeah,
also is super special and yeah, very smart, that show.
yeah.
That show, if I can be personal for just a second, man, I started watching that show and I was going through a breakup and I was all sad. And that was
Oh,
the only thing that made me laugh was Parks and Rec. So
isn't that great, man? You find that show that kind of saves you. I have a
exactly.
lot of occasionally I have somebody come up to me and go, "Man, your show. I was going through cancer treatment, and watching Weeds. I mean, it just took me out of that whole thing. I loved it. Thank you." And that's like the best compliment you can get.
Dude, that's the power of art, man. It really, same thing with going to a comedy show. Whoever is listening, go to this show because when you're in that room with hundreds of other people and you're all laughing together, it does such wonders for your mind and your soul. You just feel lighter when you walk out. And I see people as everyone's leaving, you just see everyone with this kind of lightness to them. And it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it really is. Well, it's exciting that you're doing open mic night. Is there any place coming up that I could plug for you right now?
I'll be at Wise Guys also, but on a Wednesday.
Okay, John will be at Wise Guys on a Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. So try to get down there and see him. He's a funny dude.
Yes, dude, I'm gonna use that like week after week after week.
Use it. Use it.
I appreciate it. Sweet, awesome. Thank you so
Got
much
it.
for taking the time to talk to me, and I can't wait to see you at Wise Guys, man. It's gonna be a blast.
Thanks, buddy. Come say hi.
I absolutely will. Take it
All
easy,
right, man.
man.